All right, ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to Chat UFC for UFC Vegas 108 Friday Face-Off recap. Not many bets have changed, but a lot of things have been solidified for me after watching the Face-Off. So we're going to dive right into it, and then we will have a PFL play for tonight. So stay tuned on that as well, and I'll dive into some of the metrics on it as well. We'll have that at the end. Okay, so first fight of the night, Ketlin Souza, Piero Rodriguez. This is the one that I added on. This is what I've noticed. Ketlin Souza is a very good fighter, but a lot of her losses come against bigger fighters. And again, this is just overreaction. It is overreaction central in the UFC, and I love it because it gives us great betting spots. So this should be 50-50. Souza could lose this easily. No question about it. I do have Piero Rodriguez slightly better. However, Souza has fought a slightly better strength of competition and slightly less on her fight matrix blend because she's had some more losses. Pierre's lost as well, but look at Pierre's last fight against Josephine Knudsen, who is a kickboxer and does not have an established ground game. So she had a clear path to victory. She closed at a plus 230 against Knudsen, and she dominated her 30-27, 3-round domination in Tampa. I was at the live fights, and so we turn around, and now she's a minus 220. Okay, overreaction time. So this should be a 50-50 with Souza. And so I have 1.67 units, so in 2.93 at a combined plus 176 on Ketlin Souza. Oh, next fight. Let's see who we had. We're going to go down here for it. We had Nick Klein and Andre Puliev. I got no action. Puliev's bigger than Klein. Klein's a long fighter. If this line keeps creeping up, though, I have it 50-50. So if we get a plus, let's say 175 on Klein, I'll think about it. Most likely it'll just be a live spot, though. There's going to be some live betting opportunities on this card. We may not have the MMA judge analyzer. I don't think we will, actually. But I'm going to be practicing tonight on the PFL because I can't place live bets. So I'll practice on my judging, which is, by the way, a lot harder than it looks. Much harder. Watch this guy work, MMA Judge Analyzer, his YouTube channel, when he is doing it. He'll have it for PFL tonight, and that's where I'm going to be trying to learn on it. But you got to check him out in all of his other streams, the UFC streams, especially for live betting, because he's pretty dang accurate, and it's a big tool that we're using now for the live betting. But we will not have it this Saturday. We'll just have me making live bets. So I do have quite a few units out already on this card. And the ones I like, I really like. So let's jump to a bet we have here. We have Rodolfo Vieira in a parlay. Trajan Gore missed weight by 3.5 pounds. He looked apologetic. He looked shy. Vieira was very nice, courteous. I don't think that works in the favor of Gore. I think it only gets in his head more if Vieira was being kind of a jerk about it, being like, "Oh, you missed weight," whatever. I think Gore would kind of come out with some fire. I think he's gonna get submitted here. So I have Vieira in the parlay with Rumbetsky, who we'll talk about later. But our next straight up play is Nathan Fletcher. I liked what I saw in the face-off. He looks a little bit taller. It looks like he's in very good shape. However, the more I looked at things, he does not have the greatest takedown defense, and has Nakamura's one path to victory. However, Nathan Fletcher needs a win here, and so I think Nakamura could be a fraud. Maybe not. He may be just a very good wrestler who's going to beat the lower level guys. I think as he gets higher up, unless he learns some better striking, it's not so robotic. If he falls in love with his striking like he's done in other fights, Fletcher, I think, gets this win. So worth a stab at the plus 300, but I'm not adding anything to it as of right now. Okay, moving down the list, Neil Magny. We're going to have this up on the screen here. In every metric, let's just take a look at these metrics here. I have Magny better on the fight matrix blend. That's with all the losing he's done too against very high level competition. 1866 is the last 5 average Glico scores of the fighters Magny has faced. 1753, so over 100 points less, is what Dos Santos has faced. And Dos Santos 50% his last 5 fights. Magny is 40%. Very close there. I give Magny the slight edge on projected probability, 59%. And that gives us 20 percentage points of value, even at a plus 155. So I already got 4 units to win 6.73 at a plus 168. this should be even, if not a slight lean on Magny. Height, reach, he's younger somehow. Uh, higher level competition, better ratings. I don't see anywhere that Dos Santos should be favored here, but he is. So there you go. Probably we'll have another unit on him, but 5 is our max play, and especially on a dog. I mean, a 6.73 unit payout is a big payout for us. So Magny's my best bet of the night. Then we go down to Nora Cornell. I like her at 2 units at the plus 165, 2 to win 3.3. Wasn't necessarily impressed with the face-off. Nothing, if anything, Rosa looked locked in. But my numbers say what they say. Slight disadvantage to Cornell in the strength of schedule, but then on her ratings, 15-20, she's surging. She's 80% in her last 5. And Carol Rosa is 40%. Give me Cornell here. 45% chance of winning. It's a coin flip. I bet it early too when I saw her fight blend, and then when we put in some more metrics, it wasn't quite that good, but I think she gets the W here and the plus money. I'm not complaining. Next bet, Elvis Brenner. I feel like he's underrated. Why? He's a 16-18 on the Fight Matrix blend because he loses enough, but not that much. He's 60% his last 5, the same as Rybovich, and his strength of schedule is 60 points higher. So I have him a 46% chance. Rybovich, a 54% chance. So 50-50 coin flip. That's a trend on this card. 50-50 coin flips. I'm seeing some good plus money value on the dog. So Elvis Brenner, 2 units to win 4.2. Not too shabby. Mateusz Rebecki was tiny compared to Chris Duncan, but he is an animal. Metrics don't lie. 19-14 on the blend, 17-14 for Duncan. He's getting overvalued. And this is, I bet Duncan at a plus 300 against Vujicic. Completely overrated. Ridiculous. That's why when I hear like Yanni the Greek talk about, oh, the UFC lines are really sharp. Shut up, Yanni. You don't know anything. You just showed up to the UFC. You've been around. I get it. But they're not that sharp. And there's a lot of public overreaction. NFL bettors learned a long time ago to not overreact week to week. Big favorite loses, the public will overreact. You look to bet them the next week because they're going to come in more focused, more motivated, and you're going to get a bargain on the price. All we're doing is shopping here. We're just buying things at value. And in my opinion, Elvis Brenner lost to, I always forget his name, but I shouldn't because the guy is a beast. And his name is Joel Alvarez. And he was a plus 130 against Joel Alvarez, who is high level. Who did he lose to before that? Orolbai. I mean, I said this before. Orolbai could put a helmet on and armor, get on a horse, and you would literally think he time traveled from the year 500 and he's conquering lands in Eastern Europe. Like, the guy is an absolute savage. We saw what he did even in the loss, Orolbai, against Rebecki. And so he's on a 2-fight losing streak. He took some time off, but everyone else he fought against, he just beat up. I mean, he KO'd Kayan Krucheski, who's not that good. He KO'd Guram Kutateladze as a plus 400. And so just give me Elvis Brenner at the plus 210. What's his name? Rybovich always has close fights, always split decision, this and that. So, if you told me it's going to split decision, or if I told you it's going to split decision, do you want to have the minus 250 or the plus 210? Okay, great. The answer is very, very obvious. We're taking Elvis Brenner. Win, lose, or draw. We like the bet. Mateusz Rebecki, he's parlayed with my main man, Rodolfo Vieira. I just got this early. It was a numbers play. 2 units to win, 2.4. We'll take it. And on the last fight of the night, a lot of people putting money on Hyung Sung Park, the Korean, versus the Japanese fighter. A lot of bad blood. People don't know this. Korea and Japan, a lot of bad blood. They don't talk about it, but there's a lot of bad blood between Korea and Japan, and I think that Japan, as usual, may get the better of this one. And this is just, again, strength of schedule, ratings, and all that. These can go wrong when, like, Hong Sung Park just hasn't gotten the opportunity yet. to fight. Like that was like Urseg. Urseg had not gotten the opportunity. He took Pantoja, but that may have been a fluke. He took Pantoja very deep. 5th round, coin flip of a fight. Hyung Sung Park has size. He's got the power, but here's what I think. I think the experience, the 5-round fights, and Tyra having a full camp, he's going to come out here and he's going to rear naked choke Mr. Park. Minus 330, it's tempting, showing 4.4 percentage points of value. But we are going to lay off this one for now because we love everything else so much. And so that's the recap here, guys. One more little thing we should get into is our PFL play. And I love this one. Jesus Pinedo versus Mavlid. Not going to try to say his last name. Got him at a minus 165 and a minus 160. Here's what I like about Pinedo. Look at the average Glico score of his last 5. 1943. What are the results? He has won every single fight by knockout. And his ratings blended is 2092. Mavlid is 2073. He's undefeated, but as of recently has fought a lower level competition. And he almost got knocked out against Kennedy in the PFL. Kennedy is not at the level of Pinedo. He's good, but he's not at his level. And I just think that it's time to flip it over and have a new champion. Same thing with Thad Gene, most likely going to win against Storley. But at the minus 165, I really like Pinedo here. I really like what I've seen from him. And so we're all over that. I have a projected probability of 69%. So the difference on that is 7.1 percentage points. And so we have 3.27 units on Pinedo to win 2 units. Let's go. That happens tonight. And it'll be great. All right, let's recap our bets on the night. First bet of the night, Ketlin Souza, 1.67 units to win 2.93 at a plus 176. Then we have Nathan Fletcher, 1 unit to win 3 units at a plus 300. We have Neil Magny, 4 units to win 6.73 at a plus 168. That is our favorite play of the night. Then we have Nora Cornell, 2 units to win 3.3 at a plus 165. Then we have Elvis Brenner, 2 units to win 4.2 at a plus 210. And then our lone favorites on the card, we have a parlay with Vieira and Rebecca, 2 units to win 2.4 at a plus 120. That's a total of 12.67 units out for UFC Vegas 108. And we have another 3.27 units to win 2 units on Jesus Pinedo for PFL tonight. And that's all the bets we have. It's going to be a great card. The live betting is going to be a little bit cut down just because we're not going to have the analyzer. And that has been the successful action. It's using the MMA Judge Analyzer stream to find value between rounds, during rounds on undervalued fighters where the betting line is not matching the true score, which is essentially what we're getting from that stream is what is the judge's perspective, because he's a judge, of what the actual score is using the judging criteria, not just a bunch of Twitter people saying, I think he won that round. So it's tremendous value. And, I'm going to try to learn it myself. I'm going to be learning it tonight on the PFL stream that he's going to be doing so that I can also get a handle on it and use it myself and learn how to judge and find value that way. So let's cash on these pre-fight plays. It's going to be a great card. As always, we are going in very excited, very optimistic. And all I can say to you guys is I cannot wait to see you guys at the window on Saturday night.